Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where I talk about anything beauty, lifestyle, or motivational. Now that we are entering this new year, I feel like I could start with a motivational video for you guys. I was watching this girl on YouTube. I will try to see if I can link the video for you. I thought it was amazing. Like for the new year, I kind of made a list for myself, like what to prioritize and stuff like that. And I wanted to consume better contents too. And I stumbled on her channel. I thought it was beautiful. Like she is beautiful and she has a beautiful mind too. And I was like, oh yes. And I think she is the one that inspired me to make this video today. Talking about energy, like what can bring you energy and what can remove energy from you. Like she was kind of mentioning how important energy is, and I agree so much. I was thinking about it. I was like, dang, this is an important topic and I feel like more people should talk about it. Energy takers and energy givers. Like even if you're trying to manifest something in your life, I feel like it's important to see where your energy is going, because everything in this life is energy. And if you always in an environment that is taking energy from you, it's kind of difficult sometimes to work on yourself or achieve a little bit more for yourself. So I feel like, if I can share a little bit on that based on personal things that happened to me, I feel like I should do it. So today, this video is gonna be about energy vampires and how you can protect yourself from them. So first of all, I kind of made a list just like the girl suggested for me to identify what is it that brings me energy and what is it that can take energy from me. I like to spend a lot of time alone thinking, meditating, reflecting, and it was a great exercise for me that I encourage you to do. So here's my little list. I have a few new this is my new notebook for 2025, and I also have my little planner for 2025. I mean, I love doing that. It makes me feel like I'm starting all fresh, all new in the new years. Work on myself is one of my priorities, so this is very important. So let's get into it. For my list, I'm gonna give you a few examples that I put on my list just to kind of guide you how you can make your list as well. So for me, energy, things that brings me energy are like things like nature too, plants. I have plants in my place, even though it's small. I don't know, I feel like even looking at plants, having plants around, looking at something green, I don't know, it just fills me up. Plant. And I also like to walk by the beach. I put on my list sea, but I would say the beach because it's very weird for me. I don't necessarily like to go in the water to swim. I just like to walk by the beach and smell it and absorb the energy. I don't know, it just fills me up. I feel like I'm a Caribbean girl. This is just in me. So other thing that I put on my list, animals, dogs for me, specifically dogs. Listening to good music, my solitude. This is where I resource. This is where I get my energy back. This is a few examples for what gives me energy and what takes energy away from me. I feel like negative people is very high on the list. I just cannot do it. I did put crowded places, chaotic vibes. Like for example, I don't know. Like for example, the holidays was a little bit up there for me because when you go to places, a lot of people, a lot of noise. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. I feel like immediately I can feel the energy being sucked out of me, and I feel so tired when I get home. I feel so tired. Like it's not physical. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's more mental. I don't have anything else in me. Everything goes. And I would say also a messy home, messy environment. I mean, even when I'm tired, sometimes I force myself to clean or to put stuff back in their place because it's just, once I'm looking at messy stuff, I feel like my brain is messy and it's just driving me crazy. So here, these are a few examples on my list. I have a longer list, but these are a few examples for you to guide you, for you to be able to identify too what can give you energy. It can be different for anyone. What gives you energy, what takes it away from you, is something that you really need to prioritize. I think it's very important. It's very important where your energy goes in this life. And like, if you are in places or in environment or around people that are always draining your energy, trust me, it won't have a positive impact on your life. And talking about energy vampires, I feel like it was a very interesting topic for me, mainly because my mother is a very huge energy vampire for me, and it's kind of difficult for me to say it openly, but I feel like I've healed enough to a certain level to be able to talk about it more, and maybe help share to help a few people too if they are dealing with such people in their lives, and they need ideas. I feel like sometimes you need to take all you can get, try different stuff and see if it works for you. So, talking about how you can identify them, me personally, I like to say often that I'm an introvert. I need people to understand this term a little bit more. Being an introvert is not, it's not like you having friends or not. It's more of an energy thing, like what brings you energy. Like for an introvert like me, solitude brings me energy. Being around few people brings me energy. Talking about, deep topics brings me energy. But on the contrary, like I feel like someone that is more extroverted, they like to be around a lot of people. This is what brings them energy, you know. They like to, they like small talks. They like, I feel like we're very different. It's not about me having friends. Of course I have friends, but introversion is not about, it's not really about shyness either. It's mainly about energy, if you see what I mean. So this was a side note. let's talk about the types. I feel like there can be two types for me. I feel like I've met two types of energy vampires. Maybe there are more. There are people that are more aware, self-aware, like they know they're empty inside. They always feel that this really deep emptiness, and they always need someone else to uplift them. It's like nothing works. Everything they try is like sometimes they feel very bad about themselves for that. They can have very low self-esteem because of that. They're very self-aware, and these type of people, I feel like I'm more patient with them because, you know, they're trying. And then I feel like these people, after a certain amount of work, they can heal themselves, because usually it's not their fault. It's probably things they have been through. But the one that are not self-aware, also it's people that have been through stuff. But I feel like these people can be more dangerous because it's like they refuse to admit that there is a problem with them. It's like they are constantly gaslighting themselves into thinking like they're perfect, there's nothing wrong, you are the problem, when they are the one draining you constantly. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like I feel like certain people are so deep in negativity and darkness and emptiness. You can look at their lives and see so many blessings coming for them, and they are literally unable to identify them. They need you. They need to connect on the source, you know, something to kind of constantly uplift them. And if you have ever been in such situation, you must know how draining it feels to always have to pull someone up, always. And sometimes the person doesn't even appreciate it. It's like they feel entitled to always drain you. It's like you were there for that. And it's so, I feel like it's a little bit my life. It's a little bit my life, and I want to share today how I was able to deal with it. So let's talk about the few things that you can try to use to deal with people like that. So catch me if I fall. So first, I would say, again, just like the girl said in the video, she said you need to distance yourself, limit yourself. I feel like, yes, this worked for me. Distancing, limiting the amount of interactions you have with this person. And yes, sometimes it could be difficult because sometimes it might be someone you're living with. Sometimes you might be, you know, in a situation that you cannot really separate yourself from this person yet, you know, maybe because of financial situation, maybe because, you know, it's just a family member and you just don't want to, you know, remove yourself completely from this person's life because, you know, maybe it's not one of your values. So yes, it could be very beneficial in those specific cases to kind of limit the interactions you have with this person. But I feel like what works more for me is to always stay busy. Always stay busy with something. Work on something. Not being available. Because it's easy to limit interaction with someone, but the person, every time they need to drain you, they will try to seek you and find you to kind of, you know, come and pull you down again. Not that they're, obviously their intentions is not to pull you down. It's always about them. It's never about you. Their intention is to lift themselves up. You just happen to be the one who can produce the result. It's not about you. It's never about you. I learned to not take it personally and just protect myself. So I always try to stay busy with something. When the person is trying to seek for me, I'm like, oh, sorry, hold on, I'm doing later. And I always find something else. Sometimes they get mad. I don't know. I stay busy because for me it was more a survival thing. Or sometimes I remember when I was younger, when it comes to my mom, with my first job, for example, sometimes after work, I would just go somewhere and sit. Like I would go to restaurants when I first started to work. I would go to restaurants, not necessarily to eat. I would just go and sit and spend the time to make sure I go home a little bit late, and have the least interaction I can with her. Again, not because she was like a bad person. It was she she was and she is still the one of the most negative person I know, and absolutely draining all the time. So I think this can work for you to stay busy. Go somewhere, do something, go to the library, do something. Just find ways to limit it. Go take additional classes, learn something. I don't know, just don't be around this person too often. This is the first thing that I feel like worked best for me. And the second thing, yes, I think some people will take this one a little bit negative, but this is what worked for me. I feel like when you're in a toxic environment, you try a lot of stuff before something works. And for me, sometimes you have to lie. You just have to. You just have to. Lying for me is not something that I that I use like for no reason. In my situation, I feel like lying is something that you should use to protect yourself. It's not. I don't like it when people lie for dumb stuff. If you want to do something, do it. If you don't do it. You don't need to lie about it. I don't like it when people lie about random stuff of like, what is it? It's like, for example, if I'm someone that barely goes anywhere, like if I don't have the means to do things and I'm over there lying to you and telling you, no, I'm going everywhere, everything's going good, money is flowing. Why? I don't even know you. Why do I have to lie about that? You see what I mean? I feel like I don't like to lie unnecessarily, but I feel like you can use lying as a tool to protect yourself sometimes, especially when there's nothing else you can do. Like when I'm going back, for example, in my childhood, like when you're living with a parent that is a little bit overbearing, it's draining, always dumping stuff on you on a young age, you need to find stuff to protect yourself. And this is one of the stuff that worked for me. Lie. Sometimes you know I don't even remember when I used to lie about, but I would use to lie to my mom about so many stuff, just for her to give me a break. Sometimes I just needed a break from her. I would lie about, I don't know, maybe studying. Like sometimes she would get so negative. I remember I was always someone that doesn't eat a lot, and it was very important for her, to be appreciated for what she does, which, I appreciated. I wanted to appreciate everything she was doing for me. She used to cook a lot, and she likes it when people eat her food. And I get it, but I don't see why you need to force me to the point like that you would beat me for me to eat. I mean, it was so weird for me. And sometimes I remember I used to hide food I used to hide the food and then tell her I finished the food, and then I would wait and then give the food to the dogs. I felt like there was nothing else I could do. She couldn't receive what I was saying. It was like she couldn't see me, she couldn't hear me. It was all about her all the time, all about validation she should get from me. Like she needs to feel like, I don't know. But it was so draining. I feel like this is the only thing that worked. And I feel like even my adulthood now, I feel like I can detect certain people that are like that too. Sometimes you need to lie to protect yourself. Like for example, I feel like energy drainers have this weird way to feel entitled to your time. It's like, okay, just because I'm friend with you doesn't mean I should be available for you every time you want. And I feel like those type of people, when you try to tell them, next time, or they immediately get mad. It's just always a drama. It's like they come with the drama. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. So I would just come up with some lie. I already had plans. I had this plan. I had this. Anyways, I don't want to drag this topic, but these are the two things that I really want to share with you today, because yes, I think preserving your energy is one of the best things you can do for yourself. You know, to preserve yourself, preserve your mind, to help you grow in this world. There's already so many negative things that will come to us regardless of what we do. Like, we don't need stuff that are permanently there trying to pull us down. Permanently trying to put us down. We need to find ways to protect ourselves. And if something I shared in this video worked for you, I think this is already satisfying for me. It's already satisfying for me. I really hope this video helps someone, help you. So Happy New Year. I wish you all the best, and I will try my best to make videos every now and then when I have time. And I hope my videos always and either inspire someone or help someone. I think this is what I want to share. Anyways, thank you for watching. Happy New Year again. I'm drinking my little chocolate. Cheers. Bye.